Hopefully I caught your attention. What I'm about to say is much more real and important than what you're going to hear on the Oscars tonight. Driving by, I took these videos just a couple blocks from where it's being hosted tonight. All around this event, under every overpass, on every exit ramp to the highway, and 15 minutes down the road in Skid Row, you'll see dozens of blocks that look like this. It's absolutely insane. And what's obnoxious is these celebrities talk about politics, virtue signal, and then run back to the hills or back to their state and leave the working class people, and the people of this city especially, out to dry. We have the highest taxes, yet we have the most poverty. Where's all this tax money going? We have gas tax, this tax, that tax. Teachers are on strike, the roads aren't being paved. Highest taxes and most poverty. Homelessness spiraling out of control. Our small businesses being lost. I'm seeing that all over Los Angeles. Businesses and apartment buildings being closed down. It doesn't look like this stuff's going in an upward direction. And I wouldn't really care if celebrities just enjoyed their night and had a good time, but they're always doing one of the most evil things, which is from the hills, from the coastal cities where they have these nice gated communities and apartments. They just shout down at the working class people and the tens of millions of people who voted for the president. They're just crushing us and burying us, the people of the city of Los Angeles, the people of the United States of America, crushing us, shouting at us, acting like they're so great, and then they run back to the hills in their mansions. I'm tired of it. Come down to the streets, come down to the actual city. Look at all the tents, look at all the homelessness, look at all the businesses and every single wall being marked up with graffiti. Look at all the trash in the streets. Ask yourself why we have the highest taxes yet the most poverty and a homeless problem that's getting absolutely insane. I'm talking to people all the time that are getting jumped and mobbed when they walk under underpasses. I tried to take a picture from my voting booth of all the tents, and I got chased back to the voting booth. So what I'm asking celebrities to do is don't just show up to Hollywood or Los Angeles or wherever the next award show is and act like you're such a good person and you really care about the country. Meanwhile, you just shout down and talk down to most of our country, the working class people and the people who don't agree with you, who want to conserve freedom, lower taxes, personal liberties, the thing that made America great, considering a lot of problems in the world. Yes, we have a lot to work on, but stop acting so virtuous. Stop acting so much better than everybody else just because you oppose the president. It's like being a California politician. Your job is to make your state better. Your job is not to complain about the president and act like you're so much better than everybody else and do absolutely nothing about the problems that you see. And if you're going to be a celebrity talking political, the least you could do is clean up some trash on the street, try to solve the homeless problem, try to help, I don't know, all the taxpayers who are running in circles trying to make ends meet, but they don't have a voice. It's just getting drowned out by you guys screaming on your smoke and mirror television shows on the 5 or 6 networks who control everything, and you don't even give us a voice. And when you bring somebody on, you frame it in a way to make them look crazy or weird, and you just shout. It's an echo chamber of coastal elites and tech company elites who just have BS spewing out of their mouth, and it's spewing onto the streets, and it's spewing onto the sidewalks. And if you don't realize the truth now, it's gonna get so bad that it's going to eventually reach the hills that you go run away to and hide in. Reality is going to set in. Trump was the first strike of reality, and it's not going back to the smoke and mirrors and the lies and the wars that you never talked about and you thought it was so cool to ignore and just pretend to be a good person instead of confronting those realities. We're not going back to that place. It's only going to get realer and realer and realer and realer and realer. And if you keep crushing the people of this country, if you keep crushing the cities that you do your award shows in, talk bad about or talk about people that you don't agree with and run back, reality will set in. It's coming. It's here. And I ask kindly and politely and as respectful and considerately as possible, stop crushing the working people of this city. Stop crushing the working people of this state. Stop crushing the working people of this country, drowning out their voices and using your platforms of hundreds of millions of people to lie, to mislead, to act like the blunt truth is so hurtful and harmful, and the nice, kind lies that have been crushing the working people who actually have to take care of their family on a way smaller budget than you guys have. At least give some people a platform or a chance to speak, because the evil fake social justice that you guys think is so great isn't working for a lot of people. This is the reality that normal people have to deal with every single day. And I get it. You don't see it. You don't think about it. You probably don't have to live the type of life that a lot of people live. But the least you could do is not stand on your pedestal. Ignore the reason that Trump was elected. Ignore the tens of millions, if not hundreds of millions of people who prefer his blunt style of changing the system to the slow and steady decline of American values, of American freedoms, of the military-industrial complex, and these regime change and skeptical wars that seem like both parties agree with and we don't agree with. It's getting unbearable. So with your platform, please say something of value. Say something that actually makes sense. Criticize the president if you want. Criticize the government or politics, please. But make sense. Don't just come from a place of hate and anger and negativity when your skewed reality isn't quite the reality that adds up with what hundreds of millions of people feel. And please, if you want to do one thing and you live in one of the coastal cities, ask yourself why we have the highest taxes, the most poverty, and a homeless situation that's spiraling so far out of control that the people who live in the city can't ignore it. Only you at the Oscars or way up in the hills have the luxury and privilege to ignore it, because a lot of people are getting fed up. And eventually, if you screw this city, this state, or this country up enough, there's not going to be a hill to run to or a place to run to. It's going to affect you too. And I'm sure it already has in many ways. So please, let's get a discussion, a dialogue, maybe some uniting or some love for the president or some love for hundreds of millions of working class people of every race, religion, and gender. I don't know, not some fake, look how diverse I am. Look at the race of this person. Look at the gender of this person. Look at the lack of gender of this person. Look, it's just getting cringy. And that's why they have no host, because they scared all the hosts away. We love black people, but Kevin Hart made a joke 10 years ago, so now we're mad. Oh, no host. It's a nice metaphor for everything. No host, no spirit, no truth, no soul, no common sense, no justice, no logic, no solutions. So good luck to everybody involved. Enjoy your day. But understand having no host is not only a metaphor of all the other things that the industry is lacking, but it's also a metaphor for the lack of connection they have to the working people, the everyday people, and the constantly stomped over people of this country who support the movies and television shows that you guys produce. Just consider it. That's all I ask. Thank you. God bless you, and have a good day.